Okay. So as I said, I might go back to Defiance Bay. You know? Canarroa, he actually wants me to go into the well, the fortress, whatever it's called, the keep. Durance, I want to do that quest. And there, alright, so we need to find this Anan whatever. Anan Faith or Anan Waith. The Elder, let's call him. The Glanfathan Elder. I think they told me she was around a long boat in the hut. Yeah, hut. That was it. Maybe this is it. Let's talk to this dude. Provisions and trade happens in the market. Alright, let's enter this place. Clearly the server connection is fucked. Yeah. Must be another glitch in Twitch. I will consider switching to YouTube streaming if it ever comes to my country. Alright. Tamtra, let's talk to her. If he ever release it. And this is still summer, isn't it?
Estremore?
Estre Worm. This tall woman is clad in furred hide. She settles a sharp, dark gaze on you. I hold here the best hides in Erglanfad. Hides so thick the steel gear cannot close through. Boots so supple they will smother the sound of your steps. That's actually good. Let's see what she actually sells. Betting is a piece of garbage. You know what? That's actually annoying. Cannot compare these two. I should be able to sell her a bunch of garbage. Jesus Christ. May need a torch. Alright. Anything else I can sell that's for garbage? Boots of stability. Grant's Fireball. Okay, I'm going to keep those. So I was going to keep one of each. Type. But I should say one of each DR. DR3, DR12. Alright. Let's see if she actually said something useful. Complete bullshit. Best armor in... It's just like the daily all day selling shit. Complete another shit. The lead speeder. Blunderbuss. I actually like it for some reason. What could the reason be? I have no idea. Must be because the pistols I have are really good. The only way that's going to pan out.
Many blessings, traveler.
Ah, I see you heard it. A good blade has a voice. It sings to its wielder. What weapon you called you forward? What? Let me see your wares. Look all you wish. Holy fuck, 22,000. What does this do? Convert grace to heat. Spell minoleta. It's actually quite good. Fuck. How can I see my own shit? That's the problem. Valiant. Then accuracy. Ooh, marking, that's actually good. Without these girls. You know, I've put a lot of points into this one. Okay, this is more or less the worst. Good attack speed, might buy that from her.
Hail, Estramore.
The strike hard. Strike hard. Okay, so that's very good. Superb and out of accuracy. So now extra damage. 20% of damage restored as endurance. That's actually good for him. For 7,000, that's a very good weapon. Tax stun on crits. Grants minor missiles. So every time he attacks, he would heal. That's good. Strike hard. Strike hard. Exceptional hunting bow. Fuck. Compare to what? Fine pistol. Who the hell has the fine pistol? Is it I'm comparing to him? The hell do I compare to the people I... So stupid. That's a problem. I wonder if a patch has fixed it. Shit. I don't even know if I should buy it. Buy this shit. Jesus Christ. Plastic resolve. DR8. DR10. Exceptional plate armor. DR16. All my Regenerate. +1 endurance. Okay, this could be good for one of my off tanks. Exceptional, exceptional. The Helmet of Dark Sea. +2 perceptions. Bullshit. Okay, +1 regeneration, that could be good. Let me check. So fucking ridiculous. He has second chance, which is extremely important, at least for him. Start. That's actually good. Nah, fuck. Alright, let's look at weaponry then. I think I have regular shields. Hey, that's actually a good one. Grand Smash. But she has a regular shield. These dudes, it doesn't really matter. They have just regular, yeah. Okay, I could improve on my ranged weapons, surely. These are good weapons. They have very good pistols, I'm sure of it, yeah. Okay, she has a fine pistol. I could improve this one, certainly. Wonder if that blunderbuss is not better than a fine pistol. You know what, let's switch hairs. I don't know why I didn't like it. I'm sure I used it, but I didn't like it. It's fucking pets, you know what? I might get rid of it. It's a nuisance. She doesn't have a... Shit, she doesn't have something in her hand. She doesn't have anything in the waist. Not sure I have anything. Okay, so I need something for the waist. Let's see what I can give her on the hand. Offensive reflex, will it go up? It only went up 1. Critical multiplier. Let's see if it gets suppressed. Now that good Ariok has told me. It doesn't get suppressed. Is it better to have more reflex? I think for a tank it is better to have more reflex. Even if it's only one. Most of it's getting suppressed, isn't it? Yeah, 4 reflex, but I'm gaining 5. Doesn't matter. Alright. Hello Blark, how are you? Yeah, she has looked like a female version of Santa, doesn't she? You're quite correct. Interesting. Alright. So I could switch 3 ranged weapons and a shield. Maybe more.
Builder's
She
wisdom to
actually
you.
sells good stuff. Not like that other dude. But training. Not like it does a lot of damage. I might buy that one. I might buy these two. Problem is, shit. These 3 weapons are really good, but this one not so much. But I already have very good weapons already. That's the problem, honestly. Alright, let's get the bows, because bows I can improve. Unless they don't have shit. She doesn't have good bows. Fuck. Not anything enchanted. In any case. Exceptional hatchet. Complete bullshit. Okay. This is basically the same. No, she doesn't have anything good for me. Maybe those 3 weapons. Should I drop the money for them? Fuck. Yeah. This must be good. Okay, we have 2, 8, 14, 20, and 17. 2, 8, 14, 20, and 17, 25. Fuck. So stupid that you can't actually look at things from there. Okay. Most of them are worse. You know what? I'm not going to buy that. Should I? I am so tempted to buy at least the overly expensive one. So these are already enchanted, aren't they? Burning, corrosive. Fuck. Okay, let's not buy it.
Hey. All right, then.
Might regret it, but what can I do?
Hail, Estermore.
Some food for your travels. I hold here many delicious cheeses and fresh fruit. Camping supplies, cocoa, fish, bullshit. Alright, thanks. This actually might be a good merchant.
Estremor.
An old elven woman clothed in thick robes beckons you to approach. Welcome, foreigner, welcome! Her forearms, splotched by green and blue stains, wiggle out of her hanging sleeves like caterpillars out of ripe fruits. I've got what you seek, always come see. Between bows and a smile, she points to a little girl beside the herbalist store. We're here to help you, foreigner. Yes, we are. The Fisher Crane Tribe serves you, people. Unguents, potions, tinctures. She makes a sprawling gesture at a collection of pots, bottles, and herbs. If you seek, I have it always. Alright. Let's see. Potions. I don't really like potions. Potions are the last thing I want to use. Last resort. The internet is really getting hammered again. I wonder if this is a bad time for me to stream. Let's hit Rack.
Many blessings, traveler.
You have the luck of a hunter, stray worm. Darth's weapons may protect the woman who seeks out misfortune, but my supplies will help you survive in the wilds. Alright. Ooh, finally. Annihilation. This might actually be better. Inflicts disorientation. And it's reliable. Holy shit. All right. Why no one enchants herbalists? That's ridiculous. Okay, Agent's Radiance. I only a spider figurine. I already have one of those. The Dulcane. I don't know. I would prefer something for my other companions. Shit, why does no one enchant bows or arbalest, but pistols they do? Doesn't make any sense. Alright. If I didn't buy the other thing, I'm not going to buy this one. They sell good shit, but not good enough. Alright. I think I'm going to explore around, but I'm going to end the cast. The internet is clearly completely fucked. Or the connection to Twitch is. Yeah, this is not a good time to stream, is it? Fucking Twitch. All right. finish exploring, and that will be end of the
Light,
quest.
flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Once I find that big hut in the middle of wherever the pumpkin, what fuck is that? Holy shit, okay, this must be a big hut. Alright. Why would you call that a hut? Well, I associate huts with small hay buildings, you know. That doesn't look like a hut at all. Glanfathan home. Glanfathan home. Yeah, let's get to this place, the Builder's Hearth. I'm obviously not going to travel to any other districts till I get permission. Oh, ridiculous. Pestle shadow creeps around the days. Okay. Center the Glanfathan home. Hopefully they're not going to murder me, although it looks increasingly likely they will. Welcome back, it's good to see you come back always. What? Okay. I may have to select a new time frame for streaming. That's going to be happening too often. Twice this week around this my connection to Twitch gets fucked. I wonder why. Alright, let's get to this home.
My eyes are peeled.
Wonder what craziness awaits. Ooh, this loading screen business is getting on my nerves. Aha, Lindsay. Let's pick that one out. Not a steal, just want experience. Oh, not even going to look. The edge of the shelf is daubed with burnt lime. What? Disgusting.
Hail, Estremor.
Welcome to my home, Estremworm. I'm Lindsay, the healer and guide. What brings you here? Tell me about yourself. The locals have referred to me as a wise woman, a term I respect, I'm sure, but it makes me... What? I'm sure, but it makes me feel my ears. I'm a herbalist and a healer. I spend most of my time caring for the ill, helping with delivery of children, making remedies for those in pain. Alright. I like your songbird. Does it have a name? Well, it does, but I ought not to have let my friend's daughter's name him. The name is long and rather silly. The short version is Beaker. The bird I have will be named after an anamphath. Okay. Enchanters have a bonus to mechanics. I wouldn't have noticed. Because Kana doesn't have shit. Alright. Off to the other
My eyes are
hut.
peeled.
And to the end of the stream. I know Twitch had some problems yesterday. Maybe today is the same. It's not a stealing. Let's steal it. This is more like a hut. It's locked. Will require the proper key. You know what? Let's enter that hut. Apparently the connection has stabilized for some reason. I mean the whole of the anamphaths or whatever the hell they are called. Durance doesn't need to even run. Okay, let's find this dude. Or dudette. That tiene a name. Keepers of the Stone.
Time to see and not be seen.
The Anamfath Belthwin. I'm sure he's going to give me, or she. It's like a she.
Another Estremor. What do you want?
I'm looking for another who passed through the city.
Few Estremoran are given the freedom of our sacred city. That you ask for this person is suspicious. There are reasons we don't let you Estremoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
Has something happened recently? More than I care to think about.
Looters have grown bolder at the sites of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the 3 Tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anolfane children.
Okay. Suddenly you feel the presence of someone else in the hall. The Anamfath continues to glare at you, but something has stepped out of her skin. It reaches out to you.
Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamfath Shimak doesn't sit in the passage of the Six today. He would not be so kind as I.
So she's possessed, apparently. A vision of an Orland man appears near Benth. He has the same green-brown fur and hazel eyes as she does. Help me reason with them, he points behind you. Turning, you see the ghostly shapes of 5 other Anamfatha. Another Orland with thorny fur and a scared face, a frowning dwarf, a Blackfoot Orland, and 2 elves. Very well. Good then. She looks as if she's out to say more, but instead she begins to turn to you. What the hell is going on? She's actually talking with the ghosts. The spectral Orland takes another step from her, setting his foot down with a slow, heavy motion. Tendrils of essence strain between them, and he grimaces and leans forward as if struggling against a gale. The angry Anamfath winces. Whoa! The spectral Orland voice is rasping croak. They are headed for war. Remind them of Fenwith's warning. Alright. Does Fenwith's warning mean anything to you? Fenwith's soul image gasps. The taut threads of essence tug at him, drawing him back into the Anamfath. He looks up at you again. I tried to tell them, the builder's souls have touched even the straw worms.
You'd better explain yourself.
There are other souls in this place, and in you must listen to them. Listen to what? Right now, my ears all hear only your nonsense. Alright. The builder's souls have touched even the straw worms. She's going to attack.
There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless You are a Galoos on Elms, a watcher of souls.
Yes, I am a watcher. That explains much.
Feralt's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Feralt, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamfoth of our tribe then. When the Estromoric farmers defiled the builders' monuments, Feralt urged the other Anamfotha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed. Feralt believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the builders as we do. He also believed the builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today.
What do you mean?
While Feralt's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
An image of a polished Adra cube flashes into your mind. There is the writing on the sides, but the image is faint for you to read. Too faint. The Anamfath turns away from you and looks at the ground, gnawing at a pointed claw. Okay, you can't change the past, but your choices now still matter. She looks at you sadly. Yes, that is the problem.
Another Estromor came through here a few days ago and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estromoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man who has desecrated our most sacred sites.
That sounds like the man I came here to stop.
I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar Twin Elms from Estromoran to protect the ancient places that the builders left behind. The builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree.
You again see the polished Adra cornerstone in your mind. This time the image is clearer. Each face of the stone is inscribed with a phrase you know by heart. You feel your lips form words. A gift from the builders of civilization to the guardians of the galaxy. Now the guardians watch the door while the builders keep the key up their buttocks.
These were the words given to the keepers of the stone.
I know. Apparently I remember now.
Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the Guided Compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Evron in Elms Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
Okay, Elms Reach. How much do you want to add? At least one of the other 5 tribes will try to kill me, the most radical. This seems like the most liberal tribe. Then the most conservative will try to kill me. In the meantime, I shall be here to assist you. What are the 6 tribes? Glamfathan's society is divided into tribes, which are further divided into clans. Each tribe is united by a particular history or way of life, and clans are communities of families that live together. In truth, there are more than 6 tribes, but the 6 largest have traditionally led the others. Each of the 6 has a seat here in the Passage of the 6, where we discuss matters of common interest. You saw, for instance, the debate that occurred before the Broken Stone War. The vision. The 6 tribes are the Keepers of the Stone, the Fisher Crane, the Tritos Tailgear, the Stone Bramble, the Twice Split Arrows, and of course the Guided Compass. Tell me about the Keepers of the Stone. They are the first and oldest of the tribes. When they first sailed to Glamfath, they met the builders who gave them the cornerstone, and those words you quoted as a token of friendship. Many of the tribes, even among the 6th, look to the Keepers for guidance and leadership. Their long history grants them a place of honor in our society, though it has also made them more conservative, in my observation. Alright. I would like to hear out the Fisher Crane. Maybe not the most conservative, maybe the most fascistic. I don't know. Or most nativistic of the tribes. Because conservatives can become just traditionalists, but also very, very peaceful. Very unenergetic, you could say. A more aggressive tribe, one that aims to cleanse the lands of Estreworms, might be the one that comes after me. A mostly Orland tribe from the Thane Bog. Most of the sites they guard are half buried in the wetlands, and even the other tribes couldn't tell you where they are. They are not the most renowned of tribes, but they are the cleverest and subtlest. Say what you will about the berserkers of the Tritosk skill gear, I would rather face them than a Fisher Crane ambush squad any day. They are named after the long-necked bird that lives in the bog. It can stand motionless for hours, waiting for the mock frog or a spotted salamander, but when it strikes, it's faster than anything. Faster than a 12-year-old fapping. What do you know about the Tritosk skill gear? She laughs and shakes her head. Same as everybody. They are fearless maniacs and they want everyone to know it. They are considered a wild bunch, and among Glamfathans, many of their territories have seen the most conflict with the extra worms. And they don't forget it. They don't want anyone else to either. That's it. Those guys are the ones I most likely fought at the beginning of the game and will face again. They inflicted and bore some of the heaviest casualties in the wars with the extra worms. In fact, there was a rift with the Tritosk skill gear after the War of the Black Trees. Dozens of clans broke away from the lands and retreated further into the Deerwood, joining whichever tribes would take them. Broken tusks, some call them. The majority of the tribe dug in the half-burned forests to hold the line, and many respect them for it. She frowns uneasily. They have more than earned their place among the 6, but they advocate more conflict than is wise, and many others are quick to idolize? What? That must be a typo. Idolize them for their valor in battle. Tell me about the Stone Bramble. Mostly dwarves out on the White March, they are one of the younger tribes formed over the years by trade routes between the wilds and the mountains. They see themselves as genuinely Glamfathan though, and who can argue with them? Only Fisher Crane defends sites in such inhospitable territory. Personally though, I would say it's gone to their heads. They like to think the rest of us have it easy in the lowlands, forgetting that the wars and the extra worms never reached their mountains. Still, they came to our aid during both. They are named for a tough, thorny little plant that grows in the mountains. It suits them. I'm not familiar with the twice split arrows. Not many are. They are traditionally outcasts and exiles from the other tribes, probably the least respected tribe of them all, but our ancestors believed they should have a voice, so they got a seat among the six. Most of the other tribes see them as scavengers and bottom feeders, but don't say that to a twice split arrow. They think themselves survivors, and they are as proud of their tribe as anyone else. They'll accept anyone, and suppose there is a virtue in that. You never know what you'll be getting with them, though. Some clans will rob you blind, and others will slaughter a lamb for the honor of your visit. The guided compass is your tribe, right? Indeed. We are one of the younger tribes, and not one of the most prestigious. We have tried to keep peace with the extra worm, which has earned us the reputation of appeasers amongst some of our hard-line brethren in the three-tusked scale gear and the keepers of the stone. We value our heritage as grandfathers, but we recognize that the extra worms are here to stay. The way we see it, we can better follow our mandate to protect the places of the builders by making peace with our neighbors. Alright. I don't care about her. Farewell. Well, this will be difficult. That means a council rules this land. Therefore, laws are either a compromise of sorts, or everyone has their own turf, and different rules apply to different places, which will certainly make my life a living hell. Trying to figure out what's lawful here and what's lawful there. But let's go to Elms Reach, or should I go to the other places first? I could do that other quest. The one out the monk. I'm afraid I'll stumble into a difficult fight. Would rather do that after I rest. Alright, let me see where I have to go for the side quest. Maybe it's a task. Never found the chest. Endless paths my ass. In the locating celestial sapling. Someone told me where that was. I won't remember anymore. The celestial sapling, really? Alright. So let's... This doesn't look good. Looks like it's falling apart. Rotuk, what the hell is that? Yeah, let's go to a celestial sapling first. Let's talk to Rotuk, the ogre. You want up, I pull. Alright, let's get there, and tomorrow we shall continue in that location. Although the internet has stabilized, maybe I should continue for another 45 minutes. Let's do it. Just finish that task. Yeah, those days of streaming for 11 hours are gone. Not that it helped much anyway. Alright, let's try to find the monks. Valiant man. The Valiant Republics. So this is where the foreigners find a refuge.
How do you do?
A middle-aged elven man stands behind the counter of the inn. He has a warm, open face and smiles pleasantly in greetings as you approach. I'm always glad to see a new face. Take a seat where you like, my friend. It seems to me you've walked a long road. All are welcome here, and those with interesting stories most welcome of all. Of course, let's see what he sells. What? A spirit spiral. Whisper of treason. For hands, okay. What? Melee damage, a whisper of treason. I'll keep that in mind. The extra worm. Let me see. What do I have in hands? Spreading plague, that's good. Light endurance. Healing is always good. Although eventually I wouldn't need it really. Alright, you know what, I'm going to hide that shit. Get to her. Get to her and see what it does.
Welcome.
The Whisper of Treason. Like that name. Alright, let's find these monks. They did say to come here, didn't they? Yeah. There you go, the High Monk. That an ironic name. I wonder.
Hail, traveler!
The monk massages his temples, his face buried in his palm. As you approach, he looks up. This room needs a proper door. My brothers and I rented this space that we may have some measure of privacy in this foreign land. Perhaps you could find another room in the inn. Who are you? Briefly opening his mouth to answer, the monk swallows his words. He looks you up and down, carefully choosing his response. My brothers and I were having a private discussion in a room we rented for our use. Please, there's a tavern full of people who would provide you with the banter you seek. What brings you to this place? I wonder if they are going to attack. We travel where the teachings take us, the monk mutters, his voice is low and measured. Not that it's any of your business. I met another monk in robes like your own. He died of his wounds right as I found him. The monk's eyes widen, his fists curl in a crackling barrage of popping joints. Robes like ours, you say. Was he carrying anything? Did he tell you anything? Hand you anything? Please, we've been waiting for another of our order to meet us here, and if you found him... All eyes fall to the floor as the monks begin to whisper chants in unison to their falling friend. He gave me his missive. Hand me that, the monk exclaims as he snatches the missive from your grasp. Almost immediately his face turns red. I mean, please, this is of great importance. Breaking the seals, the monk unrolls the handwritten scroll contained within and quickly reads the message, his lips breathlessly mouthing the text. He turns to address his brothers. My brethren, the arch-martyr has sent word. At long last, we know what we need. Have what we need. Thank you, stranger, the monk says, folding his hands in front of him as he bows deeply. Your honest soul is to be applauded. I admit I was surprised when you handed me the message. I expected the seals to be broken. The monk turns red, his face smiling for the first time. I am glad to see common decency is not yet lost from this world. He reaches into the folds of his robes. Here, your honesty must be rewarded. And he hands me a vial of semen. Alright. Something happened here. No events pending. Okay. Arlene returns. Alright. Good. Celestial Elms up. Well, that's great. So, what did he give me? Did he give me... he gave me a shield. Range graces reflected back at the attacker. That's actually good. I should give it to her. Shit. I'm going to give it to someone, that's for sure. Okay, this dude has to stay alive. Let's put that there for sending. Alright. Now what?
What is it?
Let's see what... Triple rest, fuck. Imparts a bedeviling secret to an enemy that causes its allegiance to end, charming them for the duration. 10 seconds, okay, that's good enough. Let's level her up. Do you think I have any idea what I was doing with these people? 13 points. Must be I wanted to increase her survival. It's the only logical explanation. So let's do that. Paladin abilities. Super encounter. Okay. Inspires allies in the vicinity when the paladin downs an enemy. Okay. I already have one of these, I think. Marks an enemy as the focus of the paladin's righteous fury, granting accuracy and damage bonus until combat ends or the target goes down. The paladin temporarily snuffs all beneficial effects on a single foe for 20 seconds. Okay. Commands an ally to redouble their efforts, increasing their deflection. Alright. Fills the paladin and his or her allies with unshackled confidence. Cannot be active with their zealous auras. Paladin's pure soul resists all invading forces, granting bonus to defense against poison, disease, as well as the charm, dominated, frightened, and terrified effects. These effects have their durations reduced by 5 seconds. That's actually good, to be honest. Or deprive the unworthy. What does my other paladin have? Let me check.
Yes.
I usually make them exactly the same. Righteous soul, yeah. Make sure. Okay. Getting rid of beneficial effects. Let's see if Durance has anything like that. Okay. This guy is awesome. I doubt I have anything quite like it. If he doesn't have it, certainly she doesn't have it either. Alright. Without very much a low level. Spell. We'll have that. Maybe I should get the other one. That seems like a very useful thing. Yeah, let's get then that ability. Yeah, this seems more or less like the same one. Never has worked. But let's get that one. Okay, survival, deprive the unworthy. A single foe. Yeah, let's go with that.
Hey.
Okay. Let's finish exploring this tower and that
All right then.
will truly be the end of today's cast. Hopefully tomorrow we won't have as much problems. Shinwaith. A slender woman in dusty leathers locks eyes with you. It's good to see someone from more civilized lands around here. Her unkempt hair sprouts in wavy black tufts. Despite the fine features that sculpt her face, a cleft chin completes her boyish appearance. I'm learning firsthand that the many shortcomings of Glenfathan hospitality. Her gloved hands come to rest at the pommel of a long stoke, cinched below on her hip. I can almost forgive the hostility towards outsiders, but the temperate taverns and the watered-down drinks, inexcusable. I hope I don't seem too forward, but I need to help my friends, and you look like the right person for the job. A sly smile carves a dimple on her cheek, which is to say you are not Glenfathan, making you the closest thing I've got to an ally in this paranoid land. She gives you a coquettish sideways glance. And allies, well, they help each other, don't they? Who are you? The woman pats the dust off her leggings and gives you an exaggerated courtesy. What? Where did I leave my ambassadorial manners? She flakes a mocking smile. I am Sinueth. Pleasure to meet you. She lifts an eyebrow and with a blushing smirk. For the time being, though, I'm just another stray worm minding her own business. What is that business? My friends have drawn some unwanted attention. Sinueth looks at both sides, scanning for uninvited listeners. Glenfathan scouts, and not just any mob of local zealots, the Fangs. She pauses to let the name settle in the air. The Fangs are brutal, relentless bunch, eager to make an example of troublesome outsiders. As for why I need your help, her smile widens as she speaks. I need someone to warn the expedition that trouble is coming, and I need someone ready to fight if it comes to that. She taps her hand at the pommel of her stock. With any luck, we'll reach my friends before the Fangs do, but if not, the Fangs have a reputation to uphold, so we might require spilling blood. Tell me more about your expedition. I like to think we're on a mission of reclamation. Sinueth darts a shrewd smile. It is said that our armies left behind many valiants in their hasty retreat from Glenfathan at the end of the War of the Black Trees. So the way I see it, we're simply gathering up what our senses left behind. I doubt the Glenfathans agree with me on this. My expedition set out from Defiance Bay, heading directly east to cross into Glenfathan lands. I split off once we arrived at the Vale, the natural frontier between our nations. The plan for me was to keep my eyes on the Glenfathans while the main group scouted the target area. For days we eluded them. She walks her fingers over the back of her leather glove, leaving a trail in its dusty surface, but the Fangs got wise to our presence. Your friends are trespassing by local custom. They are criminals. Sinet frowns and blinks at you several times. You will forgive me if I'm not sympathetic with face painters and their barbaric laws. I'm not pretending that what we're doing is noble. I just don't believe trespassing is a crime that warrants execution. Well, that might be true, what the Glamfatans certainly do. And this is their land. Let's finish talking to that person, but I'm not going to help them. What did your friends do to draw the attention of the Fangs? Just setting foot in Erglanfad is a good way to offend the tribes. I don't know how they picked up our trail. I suspect one of the newer scouts didn't cover his tracks well enough. When I spotted the Fangs, they were retracing a path the expedition had taken days before. So why aren't you with the rest of your friends? Why not warn them yourself? Well, should I answer the first part? Her posture stiffens at the question. It was my turn to hunt their far patrol. I spotted the Fangs on my trek back to camp. I knew that rejoining the main group would risk leading the enemy right back at the expedition. I know the woods and I know how to stay quiet, but I didn't want to stake my friends' lives on my ability to sneak past expert hunters like the Fangs. If they noticed me warning my friends, we would have been overrun. Sinueth tilts her head to one side and points to you with a grin. But if they notice me and some reinforcements like, say, you, well, at least then we can scare them off or put up a good fight. Fuck you. But it is of the time is of theirs. She puts a gloved finger on to her mouth and stops herself. I understand your apprehension, but I hope you'll reconsider, and soon. I'm not going to reconsider. They are breaking the law. Alright, let's open that. And talk to this dude. She doesn't speak, or he. A cool breeze rustles through the leaves. Great. Alright. What is this shit? The unusual stone pulses with warmth. Alright, let's head back to the main area and I'll walk up to Twin Elms. No, Elms Reach, and that's it. Let's hope tomorrow we have more luck with the stream. I've never found someone I can take prisoner. Let's wait forever. Alright, off to the Elms Reach. Should be around here somewhere. So these things can be domesticated. The guard places his spear between you and the path that leads beyond the gates. Still, stray worm, the rest of the city is forbidden except by the order of one of the Anamfatha. Trespassing in Twin Elms is punishable by death. I come to see a cornerstone with the blessing of the guided compass. The guard scowls and looks at his companion. He nods back. He turns to you again, his knuckles widening around the shaft of his spear. Always too cozy with the stray worms. Go then, mind your step around the sacred stones. Well, we shall do that tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time when we go to that place. Until then, have a good evening. Let's hope this saves. I'm in Act 3, huh? I wonder how many there are. Save. Alright. See you next time.